What's up, y'all? My name is, you've guessed it, John Graves. I am the founder and director of John Graves Productions, established in 2007. Wow, it's been 15 years since I started at this. And finally, we are here getting ready to give you an in-depth look at how it is to produce a production, put up a play, create from scratch here at JGP Studio, 1214 South Street, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Let's get started.
So JGP is a company that is very, very dear to me. It started in 2007, and I actually started with the company. And just to see the journey and the process from where it started to where it is now is just mind-blowing. And also, it doesn't really feel like that long, like it's been that long.
JGP is a culture where it's like a melting pot of talent, of all different levels.
JGP is a community of artists that are super unique, and we all have a common interest to do like very just in-your-face art, a lively bunch.
I started JGP roughly around 30 years old. I'm not saying my age, but I started as a dancer, and it has changed my life when it comes to my creativity, my leadership, and just knowing that we're giving back to the community and first and foremost, bringing me closer to God.
We have grown and learned a lot throughout the years. It's been about 15 years now that I've been with John Graves Productions, and we've come a long way.
I met John Graves in college. We went to college together, and he was doing a play, and the first time he did the play, I really wanted to do it, but I was scared. So I ended up doing it the second time he did the play, and that's all she wrote, and I've been here ever since.
My history with the company was, I'm not gonna lie, I was a lost soul within the arts, within the production side of things. I was inspired by a random call to help out with a production that the original light designer disappeared. He threw me on. I was like, dude, I don't know everything, but I can help.
Since the beginning, I've always wanted to produce works that inspire people and motivate people to get to know themselves, get to know their history, learn more about their spirituality, connect to God, connect to their best selves, and not just audiences, but artists as well, so that it's everybody that has anything to do with this from either side, they're getting something from this experience.
How many shows are in JGP? To me, I would say millions, but from the top of my head, I'm going around 17, 18 shows.
I believe we have about 10 to 11 plays. I'm only gonna say to 11 because I feel like there's a new one that we haven't released yet.
You would think that he actually wrote a play every year.
I know for sure there are 10, but I think that we may, if we count on the People Pray and now Miranda, we might be up to 12 or 13.
I always wanted to impact people's hearts, make them feel good, even if the material that we are dealing with or the messages that we're saying, in the moment they are challenging, or in the moment they are convicting, or in the moment they're stepping on people's toes. Ultimately, when it's all said and done, my hope is that people feel accepted and loved and good. It's the theater, for goodness sake. It's entertainment. Yeah.
When did I begin? Whew. So I started in the beginning. I actually remember I was coming home from working at Disney World. John hit me up, and he asked, can you do this play with me? And of course, that's my bro. So I came in, and it was a big reunion from the start.
I have known John since I was 14 years old. That was, 2001? And I actually joined John Graves Productions later when we met up in 2012.
We did the first production of My Son, My Brother, My Friend. I believe that was 2005, 6? No, 7, 5, 6, it was a long time ago.
The mini rehearsals at the school that John used to work at, I was always like inspired by the fact that he had a full-time job and he wanted to throw plays out. So one of my favorite memories is, because I have a 13-year-old daughter now. At that time, she was probably around like 7 or 6, was when they were in this cafeteria and, you know, different groups here and there, people singing, people dancing, and my daughter, I just glanced over my daughter, and she's there at the table just with her arms up like this, just looking at everybody. I didn't think nothing of it at that time. You know, I saw her dancing a few times and stuff like that until we was at an actual show. And she was on the stage when everybody was cleared out. She was on the stage acting like the performers. I would say that rehearsal particular was like one of the moments where, man, if you don't realize it by now, this touches people, you know?
Probably looking back on it now is like, oh, we could have changed this, we could have changed this. But during that time, you couldn't tell us anything. Like we were such on a high. To this day, Laz, who I play, and my son, my brother, and my friend, is one of my favorite characters to play. The dynamics of that character, you know, the things that he does and says, it's crazy, very, very crazy. But looking back on my son now to see the evolution of it from the beginning, it's just amazing. The best moments of JGP from the beginning, I could say though, is just how I got to see John bring people together that would never usually probably even meet each other or be together, you know. He put us all together and it was just like, we're one big family. And from that, it just continued on and on and on and on. And we had no idea. We would just come together and just like do shows because it was something fun to do. But we never, and I could have imagined the impact that it would have had, you know, in our lives, especially spiritually. It's definitely, in my journey, in my life, has definitely brought me a whole lot closer to God than I probably would not have been if it wasn't for JGP. Yeah, it's been a journey. A journey.
Up next.
What's it like returning to the stage after the pandemic?
The Pharisees and the doctors of the law sit in the seat of Moses, therefore listen to them.
I am very excited that Moses is coming back.
I'm not going to do
You don't have to do it by yourself.
The pandemic kind of wiped me out as far as performing was concerned.
If this was any other time, if I was younger, I would have went into some weird depression. You know, I'm thinking about how I was when I was younger. You know, but it's just like, okay, I didn't exhaust my options.
You got plenty of people out here. Come on, John.
I always try to think about who can't be here, who want to be here, who's in the grave, who used to do this. How do we represent art in 2021 where they say it's not the same or it's not as serious or we can't be as good as the greats. So just us embodying the art in itself and just know that it's a privilege to represent an African American woman my size.